Hey guys, it's Alyssa and today I will be teaching you how to make these really cute duct tape squishies. I will be showing you how to make this squishy in the tutorial, but then I will also show part of this when I put on the design. They are all really squishy and I am going to be showing you how to make them today. This video was really highly requested, so I hope you guys enjoy the video and let's get on to the supplies needed. The supplies you'll be needing today are a cutting mat, any duct tape of your choice, an X-Acto knife, a pair of scissors, and some stuffing. I got my stuffing from Joann's craft store, but you can always use cotton balls or anything you want to be the stuffing. Some optional but recommended supplies are a card, clear tape, and gray tape. To start off, lay a piece of duct tape on your cutting mat. I am using gray tape and cut it so that it is 3.5 inches long. Use a second piece of tape and slightly overlap it on top of the first piece of tape and then cut it. Next, take a pen. Use any circular object. I am just using the inside of a roll of duct tape and use your pen to trace it so that it leaves a mark. Next, take your X-Acto knife and use it to cut the circle out of the tape. And then peel off the remaining tape so that you are just left with the circle. Flip that circle so that the sticky side is facing up. Take your pattern duct tape and place it on the circle so that sticky side is sticking to the sticky side, and you should be covering up the whole circle and not leaving any stickiness left on it. Now flip it around and you should get something that looks like this. Take your pair of scissors and cut off the remaining tape so that there will be no more sticky side showing. Then you should get something like this, so we are just going to set that aside for now. Now repeat the first step that I showed you guys, making that sticky circle with the gray tape, and yeah, cut it out and place it sticky side facing up again like what I showed you before. Now take your pattern duct tape and lay it on top of the sticky circle, but this time be sure to leave some sticky at the sides of the circle. Now use a second strip to finish covering up the sticky and making sure to leave sticky on the sides of the circle. Now flip it over and this is what it should look like. And take your pair of scissors and just cut the corners off like what I'm doing here. Just follow what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of rounding the sticky so that there won't be that much when I fold it over later. So just look at what I'm doing and follow what I'm doing. Sorry if this is really confusing, but it's really hard to explain. And this part also does not need to be perfect because it does not really matter after you fold it over. This is what it should look like, and this part is optional. I am just placing the circle down onto my cutting mat and I am going to be clear taping it so that it will be more durable and last longer. Here I am just clear taping the circle, and as you can tell, the last piece of clear tape you have extra, so you can just cut that piece off and then use it to clear tape the seam for the other piece. Here you can see that I am using the method of using your fingernails to get the air bubbles out, and then I am just cutting off the excess. Then I am just using the same method here, and you can also use a card to get the air bubbles out, as you can see. And then I just kept on using that method to clear tape. If you wanted to put a design, all you would do is put the design then clear tape it. After you're done clear taping it, just flip it so that the sticky side is facing up. Then you just want to cut slits all around the sticky parts, just like how I'm doing it here. Sorry, it is really hard to explain. Then you should end up with something like this. Now take the first sheet and line it up with the gray circle of the second sheet. Next, you are going to take those tiny strips of tape and fold it over to the first piece so that they get connected. And as you can see, I am doing it so you just follow what I am doing. And I am also getting the air bubbles out while I am doing it, but make sure not to fold over all of them. As you can see, I stopped here, so make sure to leave about that much room so you would be able to put the stuffing in. This next part is optional, but I think it will really help you while making it. So you're just gonna kind of open that pouch and stick the card in there. So then you turn it back and then you just push the tape onto it so that it sticks on, and this just helps keep the stuffing from sticking to the tape while you're putting in the stuffing. So this next part is pretty self-explanatory. All you do is put your stuffing in and just stuff as much stuffing as you want until you get your desirable squishiness. The more stuffing it is, the more poofier it is, and the less stuffing in it, it will be more flat, and I think it will be less squishy. But that is just a personal preference, so take time on this because it does get quite tricky to stuff the stuffing in, and don't put it all in at once. Put it in like tiny bits like what I am doing. So as you can tell, my squishy is kind of getting squishy, and it's also getting poofier. So when you have finished stuffing it as much as you would like it to be, now it is time to seal it off. So what you want to do is pinch that opening as tight as possible, and then you want to remove your card really carefully, making sure that no stuffing comes out and that the tape doesn't rip or anything. And then make sure that those two sides are touching so you could seal it. So now you just do what we did before and seal it, but it would be a little more trickier. I would say that this is the trickiest part of the whole thing, just because you have to pinch it down and put down the strips, but once you get the hang of it, it's gonna be okay. So as you can see, I'm just sealing the hole that we used to put the stuffing in. And all you do is fold down those strips as tightly as possible so that the squishy won't fall apart. Lastly, just kind of squish your squishy around to get the stuffing all over it, and then you are basically done with your squishy. But if you do want to make your squishy a little bit more squishier, you can take your pair of scissors and cut like really tiny slits. As you can see here, I'm using my scissors to kind of cut a tiny slit into the squishy, but do not cut too much or else the squishy might fall apart. And this is just for the air to get out and get in easier. So as you can see, I have cut a slit there, and yeah, that just makes the squishy squishier, as you can probably tell. Even though there's no sound, but yeah, so that is a way you can make your squishy squishier. Or actually, if you just keep squishing it and maybe past 2 days, it will probably get squishier. So this is how squishy my squishy turned out. This is the finished product. It is all clear tape like that, and then the seam over here is clear tape, even though you cannot tell, so it makes it a lot more durable. And if you squish it long enough, like maybe for 2 days, it should get a lot squishier. I feel like this squishy is already really squishy. Other one, it is the emoji squishy, and this is just how it squishes. And for this one, I did not cut slits on it on the side yet, but I think it is squishy enough, so I'm probably not going to do anything about that. You can tell the back is also all clear tape, not all, but most of it. So thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope it helped you out, and if it did, please give this video a big thumbs up. And if you made your own squishy, please tag me on Instagram. It is at Alyssa's_arts, and or you can hashtag Alyssa's arts, and I would be able to see your creations and squishies. I would love to see like what you guys made. And I am so sorry if this tutorial was really confusing because it is my first tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below if you were able to make it and if you thought this tutorial was helpful. Subscribe to my channel to get notified when I post a new video, and I would love to have you guys on my channel, so I hope you subscribe. All my social media links will be down in the description box, so you can go check those links out, and then you can check out my personal channel too. The link will be down in the description box. So I really hope you guys found this tutorial helpful and you were able to make a squishy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Glad, and it has like a big wrap room, but that's so cute. I'm gonna be